Sponsored by
RKDF University.
The United States will witness a bloodbath if former US President Donald Trump does not win the US presidency in the scheduled November elections, asserted the Republican candidate while campaigning for Senate candidates Bernie Moreno in Ohio. Stirring yet another controversy with his remarks, Trump stated that if he failed to win the presidency, America would not see another election.
If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
His remarks came while speaking on the possibility of an increasing trade war with China over auto manufacturing. Challenging the Chinese President Xi Jinping, the Republican leader stated that none of the Chinese-made cars would be sold in America because a 100% tariff would be put on every single car. He then went on to say that now if he is not selected to power, America would witness a bloodbath.
China now is building a couple of massive plants where they're going to build the cars in Mexico and they think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
However, Trump's campaign spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt defended the former president's remark, clarifying that Joe Biden's policy on auto and manufacturing are creating an economic bloodbath for Americans. In reaction to Trump's statement, President Joe Biden's team highlighted that former Vice President Mike Pence declined to support his former associate Trump as he persists in displaying extremist tendency, a fondness of violence, and a desire for retaliation. Meanwhile, a spokesperson for President Joe Biden's campaign, James Singer, condemned Trump for his remarks, stating that a person who lost by over 7 million votes and reinforcing his threats of political violence instead of trying to broaden his appeal to a broader audience. Furthermore, Biden's campaign issued a statement branding the Republican as a loser in 2020 who doubled down his threats of political violence. While referring to the attack on the US Capitol by Trump's supporters in 2021, the Biden campaign statement mentioned that Trump wants another January 6th to happen. However, the American people would give him another electoral defeat in November and would reject his extremism, his affection for violence, and his thirst for revenge.